This is live number 1 from my 5 days, 5 ways in 5 days. This is live number 1, and the title of this live is the recipe that made me £860 in a day. So the reason why I'm doing this one as the first live is because pricing is the most difficult thing for bakers, not only bakers, but anyone in creative industries, actually, I've found in my years of being a creative business strategist. But bakers find it quite hard because of people's preconceived ideas about how a cake should be priced. In other words, a lot of people think it's the cost of your ingredients plus your time, and then hi, I can see people joining now. Thank you so much. Thanks for joining in live. And that you could have a little bit of profit on top, and then that's your lot. But that is not how you can make money as a baker. So today I'm just going to talk to you about one thing, which is finding a bake, finding a cake, a bake, something that you enjoy doing, and letting that be your money maker. So most bakers, especially at the beginning of their journey, they think that they need 20 different products to make money. They need all the products. They need to, have that. There's always something new coming out that, they want to be baking and making. But that's wrong. I actually made £860 in a single day with just 2 signature products. My first product was my signature Badass Brownies, and that one alongside with my second product, which was my What the Fudge, which worked as a brilliant upsell. They worked together really well to bring me in £860 in one day. And when I say one day, I mean a total of 8 hours work. So I wasn't glued to the oven for 24 hours. It was literally 8 hours work in total. So £860 for an 8-hour day, it's not bad. But let me tell you how. So here's my backstory. When I first started, I thought that more variety meant more sales. And when I first started, this is 16 years ago. So I was doing everything. When I say everything, I mean everything from tray bakes, cupcakes, birthday cakes, cake pops, giant cupcakes, wedding cakes, and even cinnamon rolls on a Saturday. What was I thinking? But literally I was baking everything because I thought that the more variety meant the more customers I would have. Basically I was trying to be Costco or Tesco from my kitchen. And it was never going to work. It was not going to be sustainable for long. So all it gave me was stress, and basically a laughable hourly rate, because at the end of my first year in business as a cake artist, which I then went on to become an award-winning cake artist, but in my first year of business, at the end of that year, when I did my tax return, I earned £2.15 per hour. I don't want that for you. In fact, nobody wants that. Who wants to work for £2.15 an hour? You might love baking, but nobody loves baking that much. Hiya! Thank you so much. Thanks, guys. For those of you who are commenting, it means the world. This is my first actual real proper live. I did my little test one on Sunday. But it means the world to me because it means I can deliver these lives over the next 5 days for you all. And hopefully bring you some value and point you in the direction of the challenge next week. Let's get back to my story though. So one day I stripped it back. I'm happy you're here too. Thank you so much. One day I stripped it right back. I asked myself, what do people keep coming back for? Now, most of my bakes did really well. Most of my, there was a couple that I trialed and didn't have much uptake, but everything that I launched sold. So it was quite hard to distinguish which was going to be my moneymaker. But I had to bring it down to a few key points. One is which one was taking up the least of my time. I had 3 young children at the time, so I was working nights while they were in bed, making sugar flowers and all the fancy decorations that aren't even being counted for, because people think you're just charging flour, eggs and sugar and butter, and even that's gone up, right? But I was not accounting for so many things, so I had to really strip this back and get it really, sorry, haven't spoken this much in so long. I had to really kind of strip it back to basics and find out which were the things that were actually making money, what was as least stressful as possible, what was taking up the least time, and actually what was quite cheap to make. So for me, it came out as 2 things. One was my brownie recipe, which to this day, I still get asked for it. I still make it for people. And also my fudge recipe, because fudge was easy to make as well. And it had a massive profit margin. So those were my 2 signature bakes. And what I did was I had to think about what can I batch make and sell it in bulk in one day. I needed cash injection into the business. So the answer for me was the brownies and the fudge did really well every time I ran a flash sale. So let me know if you're a brownie fan for a start. I used to hate brownies, really used to hate brownies until I started making my own. Always found they were either really dry or sometimes really, really wet. So getting that perfect squidgy brownie with the crusty top was, paramount for me. And it's what I became known for, making these badass brownies. So yeah, let me know if your brownies are a bit of a weakness for you as well. My lovely, lovely mentor, Emma, is a caramel nibbles addict, so I made her some caramel nibble brownies, and you can go and see it on the pinned post. She always talks about those brownies. So yeah, love for brownies as long as they're soft and squidgy, right? Exactly. What I really, really hate is a cakey brownie. Like, it's cake. It's not a brownie. It's not the same thing. So back to the £860 day. I ran the flash sale on just my signature products. My badass brownies and my what the fudge. I made the offer super clear, limited, time limited, and irresistible. Within hours, the orders flew in, they came in. By the end of the day, so I put out the flash sale offer 2 days before it goes live. You do your flash sale, and in that day, by the end of that day, I've taken £860 in sales from 2 products. I didn't have to stay in all day for people to collect either. I literally gave a time slot, a 1 hour time slot, and that's when people came and picked up their brownies and fudge. So I didn't have a 20 item menu. No running myself ragged for a bit of cash injection. Just focused offer that was easy to batch, easy to sell, and gave people what they really wanted, which were these brownies. Because once you've had a good brownie, right, that's it. You're not going anywhere else for another brownie, because getting that thing right is what's going to make your customers come to you. So finding that one thing that everyone asks you for, or that you get asked for regularly. It might be that you bake the perfect carrot cake. I don't know. You could make that into tray bakes that don't take up as much time as a full-blown round cake with, in a box and all of the fancy stuff. No, just simple. What's the bake that people always come back to you for? That's what I want you to think about. And if you don't mind sharing it, I'd love to know as well. Type it in the chat. I'd love to know that. But here's your mini lesson for live 1. More bakes does not mean more money. The bigger your menu does not mean the bigger your pockets or your bank account. More bakes actually cause more stress, more overwhelm, more burnout for most bakers, and empty pockets. So what actually makes you the money is focused offers and a time-sensitive take-up, hence the idea of a flash sale. I'm so glad this is helpful for you. Glebe Farm Bakes, I think I'm pronouncing that right. I see you say you've not launched yet, and it's really helpful, so I'm really glad. What I want you to do is pop onto my bio. There's a link for my challenge next week. It's a free challenge and a free masterclass. And yes, we all know what happens on a challenge and a masterclass. I'm going to probably try and sell you something at the end, but I'm being transparent from day one. I will be promoting my course, but the challenge and the masterclass, you will gain so much knowledge just on that, and it's free. It's totally free. So go head over to the bio and go in and sign up for that and get even more knowledge. Especially if you haven't launched yet, this is perfect for you. So the lesson for today was obviously making sure that your offer is focused and it's time sensitive, and you want people to pick that offer up quickly in a very short space of time, so that you're not dangling around waiting for, we all know what it's like when you're trying to promote your cakes and your bakes, and you've got people going, oh, I want a cake and it's like 6 months time. I want money now. I don't want it in 6 months time. Yes, let's get our calendars booked for 6 months time, but let's not rely on that, because things change, life changes, people cancel. Yeah, they might lose their deposit, but you may have a free space in your diary. So make sure you're booking in some regular flash sales. And we teach more about that on the challenge next week. So if you're sitting there thinking your menu is way too long, it's as long as a restaurant or a grocery store, and you're a home baker, you don't want to be doing that. You need to whittle that right down. Bring it down to, and if you've got a really, really long, big menu and you really don't want to give it all up, bring it down to 5 or 6 items, okay, that you really enjoy baking. Bring it down to that, because if you think that by having a 20 list long menu is going to bring you more customers, it really doesn't. If you think you're going to be able to hit 2K months as a baker on a 20 list menu, you won't. You might, but you need help. I'm talking about people doing this individually on their own, maybe with kids, family life, that kind of thing. So the flash sale normally runs for 48 hours or 24 hours, no longer than that. Don't give people time to back out. It's quick. It's a flash sale, so you want them in, money taken, order made, out for delivery or collection. What I want you to think about is not jumping on every single baking trend as well. Like, just think about the M&S strawberry sandwiches that came out last year. Like, gross. It wasn't even cake. I mean, as bakers 15 years ago, it was a trend. People were making these sandwiches and putting them in like little sandwich boxes. I think M&S caught on a little bit late, but they made it with brioche bread, and I think a lot of people said it was gross, and I didn't actually go and try one. But look how quick a trend dies. And if a big company like M&S has to let go of a trend that quickly, what about us? What about the guy trying to work from home, the woman trying to work from home, trying to work from a home kitchen? We can't be jumping on every single trend. So find what works for you, find what you're really good at. You might be the best cookie maker. I'm not the best cookie maker at all, but I can make you a badass brownie. And that's what I stick to. So pick 1 or 2 winning bakes if you can, and run a flash sale, 24 to 48 hours, no longer than that. Make sure people pay up front and just come and collect. This is why cake sheds are doing really well. So this is a concept like cake sheds, but you don't need the whole damn shed. My £860 day didn't come from luck. It didn't even come from being a certified business strategist, which I am now, because back then I wasn't. It came from looking at how is the easiest, quickest way I can get some turnover and profit in here. So that's what I did. So Glebe Farm Bakes, and we need our website up and running to sell from there. So join the challenge next week, because I'm going to talk to you about why you don't necessarily need a fancy website. Not at the beginning, anyway. Join the challenge and we'll get into that next week. But here's a quick one. I'm going to turn off in a minute, because I said to myself I wouldn't go over 10-15 minutes, because who wants to listen to me rambling on for 10-15 minutes? But looks like I've got comfortable on the live, right? So that's always a win. But I do actually need to go and check my child has ate his food. Hello, Helen. Thank you so much for joining. Means the world. But here's the quick one. And when I turn this live off, go back and answer if you can. If you could only sell one thing in your business, in your baking business, one thing. Hello, Rasheen. Thank you so much. Hello, Kathy. Oh my God. I've got so many people coming through. Thank you so much. I honestly, it means the world that you've come here to support me on the first live. It really is amazing. But yes, if you want to think of how you can do this really quickly, what I want you to do is think about one thing. If you could only bake one thing, what would it be? It doesn't have to be one flavour, but it has to be one thing. So either think about a cake, a brownie, a cupcake, wedding cakes, cookies, cake pops. What's your jam? What's your bag? Like, what do you enjoy making? Because I hate making cake pops, but I know people that love making them. I hate making cookies. I hate making bread. But it doesn't make me a bad baker. I don't have to be amazing at everything. As long as I can make these badass brownies, I can make an £860 day. And that's exactly what I want for you. So if you haven't already, go to the link in my bio, go and sign up for next week's challenge. It's going to be insane. You're going to learn so much in just 3 days. And then we're going to top that off with a masterclass, a free masterclass, where I'm going to teach you the whole roadmap. How to go from £2 an hour to 2K months as a business, as a baker, a baking business owner from home with kids under your feet. And I was literally just this is my life. I've just made dinner. I'm on here. This is what we do, right? We juggle. So let's not juggle our business because we have enough juggling to do everywhere else. So, for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Hallie. I'm an award-winning cake artist. I've cooked for James Martin, well, baked for him actually. I've won quite a few international cake awards. I used to do cake tutorials for the national magazines. Stopped doing all of that when my health issues got quite bad and I couldn't stand and bake for hours and hours anymore, which is why I had to really, really simplify what I do. So that's why brownies win, because they're the least difficult and the quickest thing for me to make. But I'm also a creative business strategist, certified, so I can help you with your baking business. And all I need you to do is turn up next week from the 22nd of September to the 24th of September, we're running the challenge. And then on the 25th of September, we have the masterclass. So pop over to the link in the bio or put a comment, challenge below, and I'll just send it to you. I'll send you the link. Keep it easy, huh? So, okay, go on then, guys. Let me know what is the one thing that you would bake if you only could bake one thing. I want to know. I'll see you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Bye.